we were not that strong. Europe and Russia were much stronger. Great civilizations. So we started to solve this problem by planning and provoking the First World War. While those idiots were killing each other, we were building up our country and our economy. And it doesn't really matter how many people were killed in that war. What is really important, that we were alright. And who cares about those 10 million dead? After the World War I, we made Hitler's way into power in Germany. And then he started the World War II. And believe me, we made a lot of money out of this deal. We didn't interfere till the end of the war. We took our time and waited till all the young and the strong would die, till most of their cities would be burned and destroyed. And then we appeared as the saviors of the European civilization, as the saviors of the world. It doesn't really matter that Hitler killed 50 million people. Shit happens, as you know. The main thing is that you're alright. Honestly, Hitler was our friend. My grandpa, Prescott Bush. Here, hi grandpa. He was a banker. He sponsored Hitler's rise to power. Had always been destroying our culture. We did it to the Indians, we did it to the African nations, and we didn't really care. We had jazz, and we had movies, and they had war. Jazz, movies, and the war were the opposite sides, smart, isn't it? My grandpa once told me the story how he arranged Pearl Harbor with his buddies. It was later when we managed to rewrite history. And now you're being taught in schools that the Japanese were who started the war. But in fact we just needed a reason, an excuse to get into the war with Japan. Concerning 2,000 American soldiers who died in Pearl Harbor tragedy, yeah, they were our American soldiers. But what their lives are in comparison to billions of dollars of profit that we had made, and the power we secured in the world. Yeah, we won the war. We got out of it more than the others. Russians and Germans, they were just stupid cannon fodder, like the others. But only think that it was enough to give them a couple of saucies and some second-hand equipment, and they could finish the deal for us. We needed to show everyone that we are stronger, so we dropped 2 nuclear bombs on 2 peaceful Japanese cities. So there will be no questions left. Yeah, 200,000 people got killed, but it was worth it. Well, let's come back to Europe. The biggest problem for us in Europe was the problem of their ancient culture and history. So we managed to erase it with our mass culture. Some people say pop culture. Do you remember how rock and roll appeared? Yeah, those great guys who were singing about love, peace and freedom, give peace a chance and so on. Do you remember sexual evolution and those beautiful, pathetic hippies? It's naive to think that it all appeared by itself. Yeah, there were a lot of young and talented people. All those young and talented, they always cause problems. But they're the main engine of the revolutions. Back then we created the first social virus. So to say, a plan for fast self-destruction. We called it Live Fast, Die Young. We made up a fairy tale about freedom and human rights. No, we didn't make it up. We used it. A fairy tale about democracy. What freedoms, what rights, what fucking democracy. They don't even exist. Our interests, that's the only thing that matters. It's us who decide who is free and democratic and who is not. We don't care who thinks what. The development of mass media had led us to control practically all the information flows. We needed to make new reason to live for peasants, the one that would give us maximum profit as well. So we created a consumer society, a society in which a chase after the absolute waste had become a meaning of life. A man gets bored, then goes to school, works, settles down, gets married, raises kids, gets old and then dies. We control his actions on every life stage and in all the life spheres. Mass culture is a culture of simple instincts and screwed up values. But this gave us an opportunity to control minds of people and dissolve and destroy their lifestyles. Not only simple people, but nations as well. Big nations. For example, Europeans and Russians, they don't want to have children anymore. They don't want to have families. They don't want to get married. Many don't give a shit where they come from, what was their history, and who is in charge in their own countries. Their cities are being crowded with immigrants, and those immigrants will soon chase them out of their houses and territories. And so those countries will become like America, countries without history. Freedom, don't give me that shit. Freedom today is a choice between different kinds of soap and car brand. People earn money, then spend it all. That happens through our accounts, our bank accounts. So their life is our income. The more you buy, the more we get. But let's come back to Russians. We forced them to get into the arms race. They couldn't win this race with their economy, so it was just a red herring. But thanks to that, we could have more weapon deals. While they were building rockets, we were beating them with gins, Coca-Cola and naked asses of our women and men. We were frightening our people with Soviet Union and were getting money to make weapons. Weapons that we used in Vietnam, for example, Afghanistan, Iraq. Many civilians were killed. So were our soldiers. But we were saying that it was a fight for freedom. Was it? They were dying, we were dancing. Those were the countries that Russians could come in with their communism. But we enslaved those countries. They were very poor. We made them become our debtors, take credits for development. The money they had put into areas it was useless to develop. And then we took the debt to the full. They were starving, we were dancing. We were the ones to raise terrorists, and now we scare the whole world with them. In fact, terrorist network is our own network. The big art of terrorism is our specialization. Only idiots think that everything happens on its own. Any terror act is done by our orders. Any human is an animal that is effectively guided with fear. Blow up something, call TV, call journalists, and a man is ready to do anything, so he won't get hurt. When we took over Russians, they became a high-class source of scientists who hated their motherland. Fools! We destroyed them, but what we had to do with all our weaponry that was left? So we invaded Iraq, so we invaded the former Russian republics, so we destroyed Yugoslavia. Under our instructions, the innocent people were killed, but we didn't care, because we don't care about anything. We don't care about those subhumans. They were dying, we were dancing. When we were through there, the question was raised, what to do next? So we needed a new enemy, and we came up with it. It cost us only 5,000 lives, and here he was, Osama bin Laden. By the way, our good family friend. We destroyed Twin Towers and got blank check on human rights violations. We can do whatever we want. We can put anyone behind bars. We can torture, kill, just the way it is happening in Guantanamo. And no one can do nothing about that. Who cares that towers were destroyed by soldiers? Who cares that there were no passenger Boeing crashing into Pentagon? Nobody. People are just stupid idiots that do whatever we want. We organized a series of overturns in the former USSR republics. With the financial help and our information technologies, we made these countries our colonies. We called it a fight for freedom. But as we all know, it doesn't look much like freedom. In Baltic states, Hitler's followers are in power. In Ukraine and Georgia, presidents do not give a damn about their people and follow our orders, killing opposition leaders and closing independent mass media. We need Georgia as a military base for Iran, and we need Ukraine to get closer to Russia. Their economy fully depends on us. In the countries we enslave, we usually destroy competitive businesses. Why not? Smart, isn't it? Democracy is juicy, everything else is just a play. It's a big American show. As you can understand, step by step we learn how to make our technologies even better. So today we are professionals. Now it's election time in the United States. Two candidates are jumping around. All you can see is Obama or McCain, McCain or Obama. One of them got behind, so we needed to raise up his scores a bit. For that we needed one little successful war. So we armed one crazy Georgian president, Saakashvili, and told him to attack South Ossetia. But he carried out genocide there, exaggerated a bit, shit happens, you know. On the 8th of August, Georgian soldiers, including some Americans on their side, killed more than 2,000 civilians and some Russian peacekeepers. All our TV channels were staying quiet and waited till Russia will retaliate. When that happened, Georgians' army ran away like rabbits. All our channels started broadcasting that it was Russia who attacked Georgia. All thought it was a pure lie. American show is death and grief for millions of innocent people. McCain caught up with Obama in polls. Success. Nice, it worked. And here came the crisis. Have you ever seen an economic crisis that wasn't useful for a financial elite? I haven't. Every crisis is controlled. This gives Obama an opportunity to frighten everybody with a crisis. Republicans scare people with organized wars and terror acts. Democrats with economic crisis. Who's gonna win? What are you more afraid of? There is no damn difference. This is just a big American show. Oh, how great it is that you're so stupid. You look at this and think you've got a freedom of choice. Well, hello. Fools, wake up. There's no fucking difference. Our country is ruled not by presidents, it is ruled by government, which is built up by heads of banks and multinational corporations. No one ever chosen them. No one controlled them. They've got all the resources, all TV channels, all information flows. And these guys are wonderful. They're wonderful monkeys. They call off your attention so you think you live in a free country. And something depends on you. Forget about that. The empire got you. Your bank accounts, your phone, your email, news on your TV, your computer, its operating system, your diary and applications, your job, car and house, books that you read, movies you watch, music you listen to, clothes you wear, and even a chair you sit on, everything belongs to us. But the most important thing is that we owe your mind, your dreams and fears, your desires and your actions, your past, your present and your future. Do you know who you are? Or rather, do you know what you are? You're just a simple battery, one out of millions of different sources of energy that supply our system. Are you interested where we're heading? Do you want to know what we really want? We've got one stage left. We need a total control over every single person on this planet. We need one world power. And we need one world currency. Very soon, every single person in the world will have a microchip, a passport in the wallet, all at once. It's said in the Bible. And he calls us all, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in the words, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. When that will happen, we will totally control all humanity. Our big luck is that you don't understand it, you damn ass.